Hi everyone. Follow up for Joy with the stress since the cancer diagnosis. Doing really well. It's been 3 weeks, hasn't it? She's been feeling sick to the stomach stress-wise ever since. Reflux has been dreadful, but of course, you know, it's all been stress-wise. So we're going to do a follow-up. So recheck the survival, deep survival, hidden deep survival from last time. Recheck where everything's at. The operation is booked for the 20th of December. So nice little Christmas present, getting that little beauty out of there. But we've just got to keep stress under control in the meantime. Is that a good angle? Is that okay?
Yes.
Cool. Okay. And then what I might do is just keep on activating the immune system to be in fighting mode as well. Hold, hold. Okay. Minus all your supplements, minus any medications. And hold. Yeah, right. Okay, so without any supplements, your adrenals are stressed.
I thought the bastards were stressed anyway.
Exactly. And hold. No, but it locked initially. So that's why I had to say minus all your supplements.
Right. Okay.
So the supplements are helping to keep you more balanced, even though it probably doesn't feel like it. And hold. And hold. And hold. Okay. So this time there's 1 out of 3 survival patterns. Last time there were 3, so that's an improvement. Anyway, we still got to go clear it.
You know what it is? There was 3 snakes in my bowel and they're fighting over it. A watermelon or a ping pong ball or something.
Do you remember years ago there was that the talk about Japanese women putting worms in their guts specifically to help them lose weight?
God,
I remember hearing about it when I was like 15 at school and thinking, where do you get one of these worms?
bloody hell.
Well, the things you think about when you're a teenager.
Believe me, I've never thought about thinking any worms in your guts would be good.
There's just been some interesting study in the last little while.
I presume no one ever recommended this, except Japanese men.
Probably. Although women will do anything to lose weight, won't they? You know, it's one of those.
No, I draw the line at some things.
Okay, where's this pattern stored? EMC, MMC, PVSS. So it's in your periventricular survival system. Let's check your centre of gravity. Your celestial circuit.
Does that mean on my own centre of gravity?
Uh-huh. And hold. Yeah, okay.
What was I holding them, up or down?
No, it wasn't working. Okay. So everything you're doing at the moment is stressing your nervous system out. So I've got to calm that down.
I told the nurse that I rang from PA today that I did well yesterday because I'd neither fainted nor peered up, so I thought I was doing well.
Well done. And that was just a physical check yesterday? Or was it
They didn't stick any pins in me.
Okay.
They did tell me that Dr. Simone Gear was Dr. Simon Greer. I said, I'm sure it's a lady. No, it's Dr. Simon's man. And when, of course, the person came out and said, are you Simone? And she said, yes. Simone Gear. She said, yes. And I said, you are a lady? She said, of course I'm a lady, yes. And I said, they told me that when I was booked, but yes, at the reception desk they told me you was a bloke called Simon Greer.
Obviously a small staff.
I thought it must have been new reception people.
Maybe they're not allowed to gender each other these days.
Well, they were the ones that gave him a name. They reckoned he was a doctor. They was a man because I was distinctly told it was Simone, which... And then I was sure. I can't be sure because I'm not very good at going and checking these things. But I was sure that Bev Irwin said that she was her oncologist as well.
Yeah.
I thought, well, if your cousin thinks it's a girl, and the person that originally told me thinks it's a girl, and some people thinks it's a boy. So then I went to every person that walked past, I checked their name tags to see if they were a man called Simon. Didn't see any girls called Simon. So it wasn't until it came out that I knew that she was. She's much younger and better looking than Jimmy Torley and Michael Rice.
Very nice. How old is she?
Bloody sight younger than them.
And what's her specialty? She's an oncologist. Or a surgeon.
She's a surgeon, but she's
Hold.
part of the oncology. She's in the oncology ward, and before any of the patients are seen, like today or any other time, they all sit there and discuss whoever they've got for the afternoon, which I gather was about 20 people.
Yep.
Maybe Jimmy said it was probably 20 people, but they discussed all of us.
Yep.
And went over what were the best options. And because mine is aggressive, very aggressive, she reckoned, well, the fortnight shouldn't hurt, because you could definitely...
How do they determine it's aggressive?
I think it's aggressive because it didn't stay in the milk duct because it got out. Now the pictures, which I did not bring today, but it got out of the milk duct, and also because it's not... Marita, Trace and I all had triple R, triple something.
Triple hormone negative? Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
And all three of us had it, so therefore tamoxifen wouldn't,
Yeah.
or anything of that like nature.
You don't want chin hair anyway.
Does that give you chin hair?
Blocks estrogen, creates testosterone in a lot of women.
Anyway, that was not going
And
to
it's
be.
linked in with bone cancer down the track.
Oh.
And people are on it long term.
Oh, so I suppose it might have been what Laurel had, because she certainly had breast cancer, then bone cancer, and by the time she died, liver cancer.
Yeah, right.
Oh, cirrhosis of the liver, I don't know if they actually tell you you've got liver cancer. But if since you get it after you've had breast cancer, I presume it's a, whatever you call it, it's bloody liver cancer.
Well, the liver has to metabolise all the chemotherapy and radiation and all the anaesthetics and everything. So if we're not doing stuff to cleanse the liver afterwards, then liver cancer is very linked.
You got someone coming?
No, that'll be you should be able to drop it off. Thank you. Little Man Friday. Okay, so, and that's why it's important after whatever you do, we've just got to keep that liver just working away
You
in the
need to check
background.
the stem cell enhance,
Yeah,
but if I don't particularly need it, I've got so much other stuff to take.
yeah,
Look, and I haven't been taking the stuff that Yvette gave me. I thought that was just too...
the collagen.
Yes, I
Yeah.
thought I'd take that afterwards.
Yeah.
I just have a look at all the stuff
Yeah.
and I thought, bloody hell. Probably think worse than bloody hell, but you know, you get the drift. If you were there yesterday, you probably got the distinct impression I didn't like Teddy and Stella, but I reckon from some of the things people have told me, I definitely don't want anything to do with anyone that would want to be picked up, especially the sizes they are. And they're little and they need to be picked up. But I think all of the rest of them are big enough to know that a cuddle is a cuddle wherever you see them.
Yeah.
I think Lily is the next smallest cheese. Oh, she mightn't be. I think Quinn and Lily and JB and Joy are all sort of 5-ish, 6-ish.
Oh, yep.
But I think Lily, of those four people, I
So
think...
you'll have to prime them, let them know that cuddling isn't optimal at the moment.
I don't know if cuddling is a problem right this minute. I think it won't be a problem until after the
The
operation.
surgery, yeah.
And then, even though it will be...
And what do they say the side effects of the surgery will be? They're not planning on cutting nerves, they're not planning on cutting out any muscles. Like, you should have full muscle strength and shoulder strength and everything. Like, they're not going down to the bone or anything like that.
Look, the thing is in here, and she said it'd be about it. They'd take out about as big as much as a. She did something like that, and I said a golf ball.
Yeah.
Just and she might have thought it was smaller than a golf ball.
Yeah.
And then she said something about divots, so it wouldn't leave divots. I said, I knew you were talking about a golf ball.
Nice.
But Margie reckons that they took something about as big as a tennis ball out of Marita.
Yeah.
And Marita, as far as I can say, she wears such bloody clothes, I suppose she could have no tits in there. But Marita, since Mick died, before that got Albert, she used to wear about bloody 4 inches of material that she'd crocheted herself when everyone was there. Half on the top half and 2 inches on the top half and 2 inches on the bottom half. Well, it might have been 8 inches of crochet. But she wore practically nothing.
Are you talking about bikinis?
Yeah.
Ah, right.
But they were very tiny and she crocheted them herself.
As you do. As you do. Crown and brow chakra. So no surprise, there's overwhelm that's messing with your brain
It's buggering up my
activity.
making me much slower at crossword puzzles.
Yeah, right. Okay, so we might go into the connections because we're just about done with the little survival patterns.
And also, and even worse, it's Sudoku, but numbers were never my happy thing.
And hold. So there's been 2 sisters with breast cancer?
2 sisters with breast cancer, 2 sisters with cervical cancer, and
One who reversed it naturally.
yes, and
And your mum,
I think the 2 people that had Trace had both, so Trace had both. So Margie was just surgical, Marita was just breast, Monica reversed naturally, and various others have had whatever I had, the needles in your tit to see if it was
aspiration. Yeah.
cancer. Yes, and they didn't have it.
Yeah.
At least Magella, Margie and Mari have had that, I think.
Yeah.
If Joan had a lump as big as a watermelon in there, we wouldn't know because she has no intention of...
Ever checking?
I think that Joan and John would be happy if they died tomorrow. So long as they died together. But since John's had
Let's make sure that thought never happens. Keep your brain up and running.
I wasn't planning to die. I don't have no desire to die. If I wanted to die, I'd probably be happy, but all I've been freaking about is that I might die.
Nah, it's not going to happen.
Someone told me something sensible yesterday. She said, I never thought of mine as cancer. She said, as soon as they cut it out, she said, good, that little bastard's gone, or that little something's gone.
Mm-hmm.
I never have to think about you again.
Good. Good, good. No, okay, so that's clear. Hold. Checking your celestial circuit again. And hold. Okay, so some connections from left to right sides of the brain. Yeah, right. Frontal cortex again. So I'm going to check 4 different pathways with the frontal cortex. Hold out. Neurons are good. Hold. Glials are good. Hold. Around the nerves, not so fantastic.
The what nerves?
Around the nerves, so there's like a coating, so it's perineural. And the last one, mental processes. which means thinking about it stressing your brain, which is no surprise.
What's
But
it
it's
trying
also-
to do there?
No, you're trying to hold up and it's not working because there's no oxygen in that part of the brain.
I didn't know what I was sort of trying to do.
Well, it always works. But when it doesn't work, there's no energy there, which is why it feels weird. But yeah, I think one of the big things that happens when people get cancer is that they consider themselves a victim with cancer or a survivor of cancer. Whereas I think, exactly like your friend said, once it's gone, it's gone. Then it's about cleaning up your body so that you never get it back again.
And I don't think that, I think that that was probably Monica's idea too.
Yeah.
And
Which is the real difference between the medical thinking, where they think that if there's 1 or 2 cancer cells left, that you can get cancer again, whereas naturopathically we think, well, what's the environment that has allowed the cancer to grow? So if the environment is stressed and toxic and that's the environment that allowed it to grow, then we change the
I
environment.
remember reading a book which probably mightn't have had mightn't have been medically sound or anything else sound, but it was, do you want this disease? And about a lot of people who got sick because they were just so exhausted, sick because their husband died, and then the family had a fight about it, or the husband died and he left the will to some other bastard, and all of a sudden the house of 100 years had to go to some prick children that insisted on it happening yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And nah.
That's your memory centres, no oxygen in there either.
Right.
Yeah. Our stress is a bugger.
But the thing that got me, I couldn't believe that Michael Rice keeps telling me it's shock. I can't see why when you've got so many people in the family that I should be shocked, even though I reckon that, I suppose I was shocked because I reckon I'd been doing those Bowen things, even though Magella reckoned once I wasn't doing them properly. And I know that if I've ever had a armpit...
Yeah, but Madge's a Bowen therapist, so she's going to say that. You've been moving your lymph around your breast tissue, so that's the important thing. So yes, it is slightly different, but it's not going to matter. The important thing is, for women's health, getting the bra off as soon as you can at the end of the day, making sure you're exercising regularly to move all the lymph.
Anyway,
Yeah.
because I do the things nearly every time I have a shower, not
Yeah.
every time, but therefore I
Yeah.
regard it as a sort of a...
Preemptive strike against breast
Not
cancer.
only preemptive strike, but you're basically feeling your tits too.
Yeah.
And you think, and you don't find something different. That's why I was quite surprised that A, I didn't find it, and B, because I know that if my armpits ever get efficient, because I had that thing 30 years ago, I know what it's like when your armpits need cork, whatever.
Yes.
And the armpit was hurting all day, and then I went on to antibiotics and it got fixed.
Yeah.
So at least I know what having lymph nodes feeling blocked or something feels like.
Yeah.
So whenever I got any sort of pain in the armpits, I immediately do 15 on each side.
Yeah.
Which is probably over the top. But
No, not at all. Hold. Yeah. So the memory centre has gone into a life or death importance process. No surprise.
and something happened yesterday that was bloody weird. I also said, I hope you don't mind, but anyway, everything else went different and it didn't happen. She said, I've got yours up on the thing that's, the thing that you have up there, screen.
Yeah.
Who stole it, only yours, which is my story for this time.
Yeah.
But it happened.
Yeah.
Eddie Clark got pissed off because he couldn't use the the toilets at the Temmelcombe Hall on his way home from work, even though he lived 100 yards from it. Because they locked them so that all the travelling public, or whoever was doing it, possibly kids in Temmelcombe, just going around and shitting in there on the ground just to annoy the committee people on the dance, who'd know, but whatever.
Yeah.
And Eddie Clark went and got his forklift or whatever, I presume it was a heavy machine he was driving home with, and just took the bloody doors off and down the toilet book. So he could have a shit in there, because that's what he did. He always had a shit because he didn't like to have a shit at home. Yeah, of course. You just don't think that people go and always have a shit on the public toilet because except that it really happened, and it wasn't very funny because the committee had paid a lot of money to put the doors
You
up.
remember you being videoed, right?
Oh, that's a bloody fact. They'll come out in the book anyway next year. Except I have no idea which. I've done about 5 versions of the story, and since different things happen.
I assume it's the most fun version you're going to publish.
What? So I have no idea. My computer hasn't worked for ages, and I don't. That's why I never saw it, so I'm not sure which version it is. It's not the longest one. I know that because the longest one, my computer wasn't working. It's in longhand.
You're not well paid.
Don't do too much to make it sore.
No, I'm not. Just waking up the area.
Because it's very
No, I know.
tender. I don't know why cancer will be tender, but it is. I don't think I'm finished with this one too. I don't know how deep they can go into that. But Michael's frozen it off twice and it's still sore.
Oh, skin cancer? Okay. Well, hopefully the Ribrax and stuff will help that as well.
Ah. And both times it got into a big blister. Now something happened there and it's not fun. I mean, it's so little. But you know if something is little and annoying the shit out of you, it's not good.
Yeah. Do you grow any aloe at home? Because you know straight aloe can be good every time you walk past the garden putting aloe vera on it.
Listen, if I knew which one of the things outside was aloe, no, you got rid of some warts with poinsettia once. Guess you thought that was what Shirley or Antcliffe or Wendy Antcliffe.
It worked. Just saying.
That's what I reckon. I reckon that whatever Monica did, it worked because she believed it would. And whatever you wanted to do then, it didn't work.
No, it didn't work. That's
And
because it's about motivation, moving forwards. Your brain's stuck.
And because you heard them say it and you knew it had worked, of course it bloody worked. And I remember Chris Tracy Pratty long ago told me that I had this or this. And I said, Christ, I said to her, you better tell me all about it. And she put me in contact with the groups that know all about it. And I said, well, I don't think I'm having either of those. She said, you've got it. And I said, Anyway, I rang up both groups and thought, well, shit, I'm not having that. And I never went to a doctor for 3 or 4 or 5 years. When I went back, she looked at the last notes from when she'd been, when I'd been there last, and if he didn't have it, he could be dead. But yeah, there's sometimes when you just don't.
So this is survival stuff messing with your hormones, just by the way.
Oh. I still have hormones.
You do. They're just crap. Not optimal levels. That's the beginning of the pericardium meridian, which feeds the circumflex meridians.
No, I haven't done any of that for a while either.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, so I need to have sex.
Oh, it would be really good for you.
I know. Oh, you don't have to tell me. Well, I'm not going out with the milkman. We don't have milkmen anymore, so we're rarely deprived in that area. I think all of the milkmen I ever knew were people that you wouldn't
Oh.
that either had your daughter living across the road or their sister or their brother in their right. So I think milkman stories might have been largely exaggerated.
Okay, I'm going in again, just gently. Scale of 1 to 10, how painful is it?
It's not as scary. It's not
Is it more a
painful.
fear of pain?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's more, and also because it's more likely.
Yeah, it's just activated a survival pattern, you know, just by the fear of the pain.
It's because every time anything happens, when you're in bed that night, every time anyone does anything, doesn't have to be very bad. When you get in bed that night and there's all sorts of positions or just nothing, not all jab you like shit.
Yeah, right.
Which I didn't think that cancers were painful. I thought people usually got a cancer as big as a bloody watermelon, and half the time they didn't know about it.
Depends whether it's pressing on nerves, depends whether the cancer's being attacked and eaten, depends on all sorts of things. So the zeolite, hopefully, will be getting through the crust of the cancer, getting inside and basically blowing the little cancer cells up. That's the aim.
Does that hurt?
It can. Like I had a lady with, she had heavy metals in her spinal cord. She had migraines all her life. And when we started with zeolite, we had to start on a really tiny dose. Like 1 drop in 2 litres every day until we slowly built it up, because when she had it, she would feel pain in her spinal cord.
How do you get heavy metal in your spinal cord?
It's just in the body. We're all breathing in heavy metals all the time.
Oh.
That's just part of our environment.
When I was reading the book you gave me about cancer,
Yeah.
a scary book. All the books are too scary. I have to go and find a page that specifically talks about something, and I think, well, I can just deal with this page is about keto diets
Yeah.
and breast cancer.
Yeah.
And bloody ignore the rest of it. But it had one of the things, I'm pretty certain it was that book, the best things you can do, don't live on a main road. And I'm thinking, well, if you live on a main road, it doesn't matter when you live on a main road, to try and shift from a main road to somewhere else isn't something you can do overnight.
No. But it's about making the move. And same with kids with asthma, they should not be living anywhere near main roads, you know, so it's about environment.
So is where Teddy is alright? It's not worse than he was before?
No, it's much better than it was.
Oh. But of course, they moved in about when the smoke was maximum.
Mm-hmm. But the daycare centre's right next to the main road, so the daycare centre's much worse than it was.
Nikki is going to have to find a new daycare centre because they're building a house over somewhere. So that all of the Drescher families won't live in the...
Fear of pain, fear of pain.
Now that did hurt. Whatever you bloody did, don't do it again.
It's better.
I didn't swear, so I didn't get the 10. What's your necklace?
Oh, it's Kimber from The Lion King.
Well, that probably makes sense. I was wondering what it could have been on the Aztec trail you went on.
No. This is when we saw Lion King at QPAC about 5, 6, 7 years ago.